For today's video, the materials that I'll be using include these 4 colors of yarn. I'm going to be using this burnt orange color, this faded red, and the yellow, and then I'll be using the brown for my main color. You can feel free to use whichever colors that you'd like, but these are just going to be the colors that I'll be using today. I'm also going to be using a 4.5mm crochet hook and a pair of scissors. I'm going to start off by making the top of the hats. So you want to get your main color. I'm using my brown like I said, and you want to start off by making a magic circle. After making the magic circle, you're going to chain 2. That's the first one, and then I'll chain another one. That's the second one, and then you're going to place 10 double crochets into that magic circle. So after chaining 10 double crochets, this is going to be the first row. So to close this row off, you're going to pull this yarn until the row is closed. So to close off, you're going to make a slip stitch into the first double crochet stitch, not the chain 2, the first double crochet. So right there into that first stitch, you're going to make a slip stitch. To start row number 2, you're going to chain 2, always chain 2 to start a new row, and then into that same stitch, or into every single stitch, we're going to place 2 double crochets. So I'm going to start placing my 2 double crochets in the stitch that I slip stitched in. So right here, I'm going to place 2 double crochets. 1, then 2, and then into every single stitch, you're going to place 2 double crochets. So this means we're going to be increasing it into every single stitch until you get to the starting point. So right now I'm done with my second row, and I'm going to close this off by making a slip stitch onto that first double crochet that we made. And also at the end of this row, you should have 20 double crochet stitches, and after every row moving forward, you should have 10 extra double crochet on every row for this top part. So I'm going to make my slip stitch, and to start row number 3, I'm going to chain 2, and for row number 3, I'm going to place a double crochet in the first stitch and increase in the second stitch. So place a double crochet in that first stitch and then make an increase in the second double crochet. And then I'll just repeat that pattern, place a double crochet to that first stitch, and then in the second stitch I'm going to increase. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I get to the starting point. I'm done with my third row, and I'm going to close off by slip stitching into that first double crochet stitch. I'm going to chain 2 to start row number 4. For row number 4, we're going to place 2 double crochets into the first 2 stitches and then increase in the third. So a double crochet here, a double crochet here, and then increase in the third. So first double crochet, second double crochet, and then increase in the third. And I'll just repeat this pattern of insert 2 double crochets into the next 2 stitches and then increase in the third. And I'll be repeating this pattern up until I get to the starting point. So I'm done with my 4th row, and I'm going to close this row off by slip stitching. And then to start row 5, I'll chain 2. To start this row, you're going to make 3 double crochets and increase in the 4th stitch. So first double crochet, second double crochet, third, and then in the 4th stitch we're going to increase. So we're going to place 2 double crochets in there. And then we're just going to keep repeating this pattern, make 3 double crochet and then increase in the 4th till you get to the starting point of this row. and this is the last point that I'm gonna stop. So we're gonna be doing this for 7 rows, so I'm gonna be increasing for 7 more rows. I'm going to put the pattern on the screen just so you know how to continue for the remaining 7, and I'll be back once I'm done with the top of the hat. You should always end up with 10 extra stitches on each row as we progress forward, and then you should also make sure that you're chaining 2 once you start a new row, and you're slip stitching in the first double crochet stitch. I'm going to put the pattern for row number 6 and 7 on the screen, so if you want to take a screenshot you can feel free to do that, and I'll meet you guys back once I'm done with the top of the hat. Alright guys, so I'm done making the top of my hat. I made 7 rows as I said. This is also the point where if you wanted to make your hat bigger, you could also add 1 more row, or if you wanted to make it smaller, you can take out a row. But I just find that this size usually works for most head shapes. I'm making for a size medium, so if you wanted to make a medium, you could use the exact same measurements that I'm using. But if you wanted to make, for a baby or a toddler, or if you wanted to make for someone who has a bigger head shape, you can add an extra row or take out an extra row. If you have a thinner yarn or a smaller hook size and you find you just needed measurements, it's 7 inches across. So I'm going to move on to the body of the hat now. I'm going to close this row off. So just make that slip stitch and then close this off. And then to start my next row, which is row 8, row 8 is going to be the start of the body of the hat. So I'm going to chain 3, and this 3 counts as a double crochet, and I'm going to place 2 double crochets into that same stitch. So 1 and then 2. So this counts as a 3 double crochet cluster. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and then in the 3rd stitch I'm going to place 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and then 3. Again, I'll skip 2 and then place 3 double crochets in the 3rd stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. Skip 2 and then place 3 double crochets in the 3rd stitch, and I'm just going to continue this until I'm at the starting point of this row. So right now I'm almost done with my 8th row, and I just wanted to show you that I had 3 double crochet stitches left, but there's nothing I can do here, so I'm just going to attach the row together and close this row off. So I'm just showing you that you should end with 3 and then just slip stitch. So I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to add my new color. So I'll just pull through that string, and then I'll tighten it, and then I'll add a new color. So far it's looking good. This is what you should have. So to attach the yellow color, I'm just going to start from any hole that you like, but I'm going to use this one because this is where I stopped. I'm going to insert my hook into that hole, wrap the yarn around the hook, pull that yarn through, and I'm going to make 3 chains. These 3 chains count as a double crochet, and to start I'm going to place 2 double crochets into that hole. So this is my first 3 double crochet cluster, and I'm just going to continue making 3 double crochets into every single hole. And I'm going to do this until I'm at the starting point of row number 9. Alright, so I'm done with row number 9, and which is my second row of the body, and I'm just going to attach my yarn, and I'm going to make a slip stitch on that first chain, on the 3 double crochets for that first starting chain. So I'm just going to make that slip stitch, chain 2, and then I'm going to cut the yarn off because I'm done with this color. And then I'll just pull that yarn and then make sure that the yarn is tight and secure. So right now I'm basically gonna be doing the exact same thing. For reference, I'll just bring the hat. Just using this hat for reference. We're at this part of the hat now. As you can see, I just basically did my color changes. I did 3 different rows of the colors, and I did 2 rows of the brown, and then the 3 rows of the different colors again. So that's 9 rows in total if you're including this brown part. So that's going to be 9 rows of basic clusters until you're happy with how long your hat is. So I'm just going to go ahead and complete that off camera, and then once I'm done, I'm going to start the brim of the hat. So I'm basically done with the body of the hat. I completed my 9 rows of 3 double crochet clusters, and it's looking good so far. So I'm just going to start the brim of the hat now. So what you want to do is attach your main color. So I'll attach the brown color. And then I'm going to make 3 chains. After chaining 3, I'm going to place 2 more double crochets into that same space. So this is a 3 double crochet cluster. In the next hole, we're going to place 4 double crochets. And then the next, we're going to place 3. So we're just going to keep doing the pattern of 3 and then 4 and then 3 and then 4. So I have 3, the next one will be 4. And I'll just keep repeating this until I get to the starting point of my row. Once you're done with that last cluster, you're just going to attach the work onto that chain 3 and then place a slip stitch in there. So to continue, you're going to chain 3. This chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and then moving forward, we're going to be placing 4 clusters into each hole. So since we already did the first chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, we're going to be placing 3 more double crochets into that same hole. So place 4 into each stitch. And you're just going to keep repeating this for every single hole until you get to the starting point. So I'm going to close this last row off. So for the very last row, I'm just going to make single crochets. So chain 2 and just place a single crochet into every single stitch. This just makes just ensures that your work is clean, and you know, just makes it look neater and well put together, and it's just a nice way to, you know, finish up the hat. So I'm just going to place single crochets into every single stitch moving forward till I get to the starting point. When you get to the starting point, just close everything off and make sure that you sew in your loose ends or tie all of them together, because this looks very tacky and you want to clean this up. So or as you go, just make sure that you're sewing in those loose ends, because having to do them later on is a hassle. but everyone's different, so just do what you're comfortable with. So yeah, I'll meet you guys once I'm done with the hat. So we've come to the end of the video, and this is the finished product of the hats. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give this video a like, also comment, share, and subscribe, and also turn on your post notifications so you can get notified every single time I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow my socials. It'll be on the screen and it'll be linked in the description box. And then if you guys decide to recreate this, please tag me, because I really love seeing you guys' recreations. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.